So good evening, future officers. Welcome to Edutap and welcome to another important CT 360 series session in which we cover important GA and ESI current affairs from the examination point of view. And today we will be starting with the important current affairs from 1st to 2nd of June 2025. Before that, I would like to make sure here that I am audible and visible to all of you. And for this, all of you are requested to give me a thumbs up in the chat box. So my dear friends, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box so that we can start with the today's session. I'm waiting for your responses in the chat box. Let me tell you that we basically conduct these sessions so that your current affairs preparation is really going very well, right? आपकी current affair preparation काफी अच्छे से चल सके, सारे important latest current affairs को हम cover कर सकें जो कि एग्जाम में पूछे जाते हैं, तो इसीलिए हम आपके CT 360 series session को cover करते हैं. And it is very important for us to make sure that you are retaining all these current affairs. That's why we basically cover this session in some certain parts. Like the very first part of this particular session is that we will be looking at the topics that we are going to cover in the today's session. Then first we will be revising the important aspects, facts and figures of the previous session. Then we will be start covering the topics of the today's session, and then we will be solving the MCQs on the same, so that we can analyze whether we are able to retain all the important aspects, figures, facts from these sessions or not. So my dear friends, I hope that I am audible and visible to all of you. Good evening, Shanika, Gururaj, Kritika, Mukund, Padmini, and all other people who have joined us live. And thank you for giving me the confirmation here. So let us first look at the topics that we are going to cover in the today's session. But before that, let me tell you that in these sessions, we are covering so many resources. And here one of the prime resources are PIB, that is Press Information Bureau, which is one of the most important न्यूज रिसोर्स फ्रॉम वेयर वी सी द क्वेश्चंस आर बीइंग आस्क्ड इन द एग्जामिनेशन. ठीक है, तो आपका पीआईबी यहां पर बहुत अच्छे तरीके से कवर हो जाता है. देन इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स, द हिंदू, लाइव मिंट एंड अदर न्यूज़पेपर्स आल्सो वी आर कवरिंग हियर. ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट एंड लेट्स सी द टॉपिक्स दैट वी आर गोइंग टू कवर इन द टुडेस सेशन. So the first topic is a new scheme which has been recently launched by the government of India, that is scheme to promote manufacturing of electric passenger cars in India. So let me tell you that we are basically dividing this particular session into two parts. The first one is basically for the regulatory bodies of aspirants who are preparing for regulatory body exams like RBI and NABARD. So उनके syllabus से related जो current affair है, that is important for both phase 1 and phase 2. For example, here this is a scheme. It is important for both phase 1 and the phase 2 of the examination, right? But the remaining news articles that I am having today are basically of only phase 1, that is basically which are not related to the syllabus. Apart from that, if you are preparing for any banking examination जहां पर सिर्फ phase 2 के अंदर आपके current affairs पूछे जाते हैं, तो वहां पर आपके लिए सारे ही articles important रहेंगे from the examination point of view. Okay, so I hope this part is clear to all of you. Now let's first revise and let's see whether you are able to retain the previous session's important aspects or not. And here is the very first question on the Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin. So Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin 2025 को recently launch किया गया, and you need to tell me here what are the 4 key components across which these cities, states are basically being assessed under the Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin. To answer this, basically I gave you a very easy mnemonic in order to remember it. That was, who is the SPOC for cleanliness? So what exactly is the right answer here? S, P, O and C. Now what exactly the SPOC stands for? Please quickly tell me in the chat box. S stands for service level progress, right? S stands for service level progress. And when we talk about the P, it was basically the direct observation of the sanitation facilities in the villages. Then O stands for the direct observation of sanitation infrastructure facilities in the villages. And C stands for the citizens' feedback. Right? So these are the 4 key components across which these states or these UTs are basically being assessed under the Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin. So that is the right answer. And I'm seeing in the chat box that yes, people are giving me absolutely right answer. That is SPOC. Well done guys. बढ़ते हैं अपने next question की तरफ. So which state has been declared fully literate state and become the second such state after dash? तो आपको बताना है कि पहली स्टेट कौन सी थी और अभी कौन सी स्टेट है जो सेकंड स्टेट बनी है. अगर हम बात करते हैं पहली स्टेट की, इट वाज मिजोरम. It was Mizoram, and the state which has been declared as fully literate after Mizoram, that is Goa. So Goa is the right answer. Now moving to the third question, Defense Ministry approved Mini Ratna category dash status to Munition India Private Limited, Munition India Limited, Armored Vehicles Nigam Limited, India Optal Limited. So you just need to identify here what is that category status which has been provided to these three organizations. So we have basically covered in the previous session that there are two types of Mini Ratna status which have been provided, that is category 1 and category 2. To these three institutions, what exactly is that status which has been provided? That is category 1 status. So that is the right answer here. Moving to the next question. EFTA Free Trade Association countries, that is Iceland, Norway, Switzerland, have committed to invest dash in the FTI into India over the next 15 years. तो अगले 15 years में ये चार countries which are the members of the EFTA, उन सब का नाम हम देख सकते हैं बोर्ड पर. So ये कितना अमाउंट इंडिया के अंदर इन्वेस्ट करने वाली हैं in the upcoming 15 years? What was the right answer here? Please try to tell me here what exactly is the right answer. How much amount they will be adding here? That is $100 billion. $100 billion. And due to the multiplier effect, in the matter of 15 years, it will be becoming $500 billion. Right? Absolutely. That is the right answer. Next question. So which portal has been launched to fortify consumer protection and regulatory oversight? तो ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन के ऊपर एक रेगुलेटरी ओवरसाइट डालने के लिए टू एंश्योर प्रॉपर रेगुलेशन, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज दैट पोर्टल व्हिच हैज बीन क्रिएटेड हियर? इट इज, व्हाट इज इट? कैन एनीबॉडी टेल मी दैट? इट वाज Ayushman Suraksha portal. Absolutely right. That is the right answer. Well done. Moving to the next question. Department of Post unveiled a comprehensive policy document. What is the name of this document? Which will be establishing standardized geocoded addressing system in our country. So what exactly it is? It is basically named as Dhruv. Dhruv is the right answer. Okay? So next question, 22nd edition of Shangri-La Dialogue. So Shangri-La Dialogue कहाँ पर होगा? S for Shangri-La, S for Singapore. Singapore is the right answer. Now the next question, 70th edition of India-Mongolia Joint Military Exercise Nomadic Elephant. So whenever we are covering any defense exercise, where exactly it is taking place, it is also very important to be covered. So what is the venue for Nomadic Elephant exercise? So the venue for Nomadic Elephant exercise is Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. That is the right answer. Last time it was happened in Umroi, Meghalaya, and this year it is taking place in Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar. Absolutely, this is the right answer. So I can see in the chat box, Gururaj, Muskan, Shanika, Mukund, Padmini, Kritika, all the people have given me the right answer. So guys, with this, we have ensured that yes, you are able to retain all the important information from the previous sessions. Now it's a time for starting with today's important topic. That is the scheme that we are going to cover first, and that is scheme to promote manufacturing of electric passenger cars in India. तो इंडिया के अंदर इलेक्ट्रिक पैसेंजर कार्स की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो, इसकी प्रमोशन के लिए एक स्कीम को लॉन्च किया गया है. एंड यू कैन सी हियर द एम इज वेरी सिंपल, टू मेक इंडिया अ ग्लोबल हब फॉर इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. So now my dear friends, in order to understand this scheme and what exactly this scheme is all about, what is going to take place in this scheme, I will be discussing this first with the help of a very small story so that it will be very easy for you to understand it. Okay? So basically, Government of India. So he is the face of the Indian government right now, right? So let me tell you that this is only for the representation purposes. कोई exactly ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ that I am going to tell you, but this story will help you to retain the information from the examination point of view and to understand the scheme in a very well organized manner. So Government of India has decided that we have basically seen that, okay, electric vehicles manufacturing is taking place across the world. Why not we just in India also we make electric cars? We all know that right now electric cars are being made in India, but we want to scale it up. So basically we are having a dream of made in India electric vehicles. Now guys, just take your example that you want to, basically you are a startup, right? And you want to upscale your startup. So what exactly you want? You want some good investments, you want some good mentorship, you want some good technology transfer. Let's take an example that it is a technological startup, right? तो एक technological transfer आपको चाहिए होगा, mentorship चाहिए होगी, investment चाहिए होगी. So आप किसके पास जाएंगे? Obviously the organization, the company which is basically good in that particular part, right? So basically, in order to do this, they have invited a very famous person from the world. And you can see here the name of the person, right? So this person is basically Elon Musk. So just remember, try to remember कि India अपना एक Tesla बनाना चाहता है. Tesla, you know, the person who is owning Tesla, Elon Musk, जो कि worldwide renowned है for making the electric cars. Okay, so इन्होंने इन्हें इनवाइट किया कि देखिए वी जस्ट वांट टू मेक इंडिया अ ग्लोबल हब फॉर इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स, इलेक्ट्रिक कार्स, राइट? एंड फॉर दैट आई जस्ट नीड योर हेल्प. What help you can do? You can invest in our country, you can transfer some technology. Apart from that, you can also make sure that yes, there are electric cars in our country and we are also exporting the electric cars. So now this person says, then what's in for me? Okay, I will be investing in your country, I will be setting up the industries, I will be doing each and everything, but what exactly is there for me in this particular whole idea? So basically, government says, okay, so let's go with the middle path. What we can do is, as you will be investing in our country, right? You will be giving us a technology, you will be setting up industries in our country. So what you can do, that I will allow access to my market. Okay, I will allow you the access to my market. That means you can import your own electric cars also in our country. So you can see here that there is a port and there are so many electric cars which are here, right? So many electric cars are there. So basically these cars are being made by him and we are importing these cars in our country. Okay, so that's why this person will be more interested to do all of these things under this particular program, right? And to make India achieve its dream. So basically they will be importing this particular cars in our country which are made by him. So what exactly will happen is, so whenever there is an item which has been imported into our country, so custom duties are being paid by that company, right? They need to pay custom duties. So basically government says that we will be reducing these custom duties to 15%. तो 15% रिडक्शन के साथ हम आपको ये कस्टम ड्यूटी 650 कस्टम ड्यूटीज आपको 15% यहाँ पर कम प्रोवाइड करनी पड़ेंगी, राइट? तो इससे क्या होगा कि आपको ज्यादा टैक्सेस पे नहीं करने पड़ेंगे. सो आपका जो जेब से खर्चा था, अलग से जो कस्टम ड्यूटीज पे करने के लिए जाता था, अब वो आपको पे नहीं करना पड़ेगा. सो ही सेज ओके, सो दैट मीन्स यू वांट माय कार्स इनटू योर कंट्री. सो बेसिकली सेज यू वांट माय कार्स इनटू योर कंट्री. तो गवर्नमेंट सेज yes, definitely. So yes, here is the deal is final between these two people, that yes, we will be promoting electric cars in our country. How? By this person will be investing the money in our country. He will be providing technology, he will be setting up industries. Apart from that, India will also importing the cars which are made by him, right? So that's the whole complete part of this particular scheme. Now we will be understanding that what exactly are the key numbers here. Okay, बस अब numbers को समझना है. Main जो core है स्कीम का वो exactly यही है. Okay, so everybody is able to understand this. बस प्लीज गिव मी अ थम्स अप इन द चैट बॉक्स की स्टोरी आपको क्लियर है अच्छे से. ठीक है, अब हम बढ़ते हैं इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट की तरफ. सो इंडिया ने स्कीम लॉन्च की टू प्रमोट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक पैसेंजर कार्स इन आवर कंट्री. ठीक है, एम काफी सिंपल है, ग्लोबल हब बनाना है इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स का. इंडिया के अंदर फ्रेश ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हम एनकरेज करना चाहते हैं इन द डोमेस्टिक ईवी पैसेंजर कार सेक्टर. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, देयर विल बी अ कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव फ्रेमवर्क for facilitating global electric vehicles manufacturers to establish or expand operations in our country. तो इंडिया के अंदर वो अपने operations को भी expand कर सकते हैं. Okay, so now apart from this, this will also include reduced import duties. So what will happen is, when these electric cars which are made by the other foreign company and who is investing in our country, so basically for them there will be reduced import duties. ठीक है, and we will also be incentivizing domestic manufacturing. Domestic manufacturing को भी हम incentivize करेंगे इसके through. Apart from that, इंडिया की जो ग्रोइंग ईवी मार्केट है उसका जो एक अनटैप्ड पोटेंशियल है उस पे हम टैप कर सकेंगे. हाउ विल बी डूइंग दिस, दैट वी विल बी गोइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड इन दिस पर्टिकुलर स्कीम. ओके, सो आई होप दैट this part is very much clear. The scheme is being launched and the nodal ministry is Ministry of Heavy Industries. So can you tell me who is presently serving as the Union Minister of Heavy Industries? Can anybody tell me that? Please do let me know in the chat box. Now moving on to the scheme. सो फर्स्ट पार्ट इज द कस्टम ड्यूटी कंसेशन. सो कस्टम ड्यूटी कंसेशन मिलेगा, कितना मिलेगा? 15%. एंड फॉर व्हाट टाइमलाइन, कितने टाइमलाइन के लिए 15% का कस्टम ड्यूटी कंसेशन मिलेगा? दैट इज फॉर अ पीरियड ऑफ अप टू 5 years. ठीक है. एंड आई टोल्ड यू दैट government has told that person that okay, you can import your own cars also. That means completely built units, that is basically your car, you can basically you can import electric 4-wheelers into our country. ठीक है. और कितनी कार्स हम कर सकते हैं? 8000 यूनिट्स पर ईयर. तो 8000 यूनिट्स पर ईयर इतनी कार्स आप इंडिया के अंदर इंपोर्ट कर सकते हो एज अ पार्ट ऑफ द स्कीम. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, ये जो मिनिमम CIF वैल्यू होगी, ओके, जो मिनिमम CIF वैल्यू होगी इसकी, दैट विल बी USD 35,000 पर यूनिट. ठीक है. सो अब ये CIF वैल्यू क्या है दोस्तों? सो बेसिकली जब भी हम किसी प्रोडक्ट को इंपोर्ट करते हैं कंट्री के अंदर, व्हेनेवर वी आर इंपोर्टिंग अ प्रोडक्ट इनटू आवर कंट्री, सो उसकी टोटल कॉस्ट जो आई है इंपोर्ट करने के लिए, फ्रीट की, वॉट एवर द कॉस्ट इज, टू मेक इट रीच टू द इंडियन पोर्ट, इंडियन पोर्ट में पहुंचाने के लिए जो भी कॉस्ट आती है उसको हम कहते हैं CIF. ठीक है. एंड दैट शुड बी मिनिमम 35,000 USD पर यूनिट. ओके. एनुअल इंपोर्ट पे कैप है 8,000 यूनिट्स आप एक साल में मंगा सकते हैं. देन देयर विल बी आल्सो फैसिलिटी ऑफ कैरी ओवर. मान लीजिए कि आपकी कुछ अनयूज्ड एनुअल लिमिट्स थी यहां पर, ठीक है, तो उनको भी आप कैरी ओवर कर सकते हैं, नेक्स्ट ईयर के लिए यूज कर सकते हैं. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, देयर इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट हियर, दैट इज टोटल ड्यूटी फॉरगोन. तो टोटल ड्यूटी फॉरगोन क्या है दोस्तों? दिस ड्यूटी फॉरगोन इज बेसिकली, let's take an example that basically whenever we are importing any product into our country, so normal custom duty will be applicable to it, right? But as a part of this scheme, there will be a concession on the custom duty, right? So there will be a reduced custom duty. So the difference between the two is basically called the total duty forgone. Basically these custom duties are kind of source of revenues for the government, right? So this revenue has forgone, right? So this is total duty forgone, in which is a difference between the normal custom duty and the reduced custom duty. So the difference between that is basically called the total duty forgone. अब यहाँ पर it has been capped at the lower of 6484 crore और committed investment of minimum 4150 crores. तो मिनिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट आपकी या तो 4150 करोड़ रुपए होनी चाहिए, या फिर इट विल बी कैप्ड एट द लोअर वैल्यू ऑफ 6484 करोड़. सो ये हम समझेंगे आगे आने वाले स्लाइड्स के अंदर. ठीक है. आई होप टिल नाउ एवरीथिंग इज क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू, एंड आई कैन सी इन द चैट बॉक्स that yes, people have given me the right answer. So HD Kumaraswamy is basically presently the Union Minister of Heavy Industries. Absolutely right. Going to the next part. So basically यहाँ पर हमने बात की टोटल ड्यूटी फॉरगोन की, तो यहाँ पर हमने बात की कमिटेड इन्वेस्टमेंट की. कमिटेड इन्वेस्टमेंट क्या है? बेसिकली दैट कंपनी हैज टू मेक अ कमिटमेंट दैट दे विल बी इन्वेस्टिंग इन आवर कंट्री एटलीस्ट 4150 crore rupees, that is around $500 million. So minimum investment is over a period of 3 years you have to invest 4150 crore. So government says ki see, we are just not inviting you in our country in order to basically set up your industries and to make electric cars and to import electric cars. We just want serious applicants here. हमें serious applicants चाहिए, तो आपकी investment भी यहाँ पर एक certain limit तक रहनी चाहिए. And there is no upper cap on the maximum investment. यहाँ पर कोई भी अपर कैप नहीं लगाई गई है. मैक्सिमम आपको जितना इन्वेस्ट करना है करो, बट मिनिमम 4150 करोड़ आपको करना पड़ेगा. ओके. देन इन्वेस्टमेंट एरिया मस्ट बी एलिजिबल प्रोडक्ट्स फॉर इलेक्ट्रिक 4-wheelers. ये ग्रीनफील्ड और क्लियरली डिमार्केटेड ब्राउनफील्ड प्रोजेक्ट्स हो सकते हैं. ग्रीनफील्ड मतलब जहां पर आप एक नया प्रोजेक्ट सेटअप करते हैं, और ब्राउनफील्ड का मतलब होता है बेसिकली जहां पर एक एग्जिस्टिंग है प्रोजेक्ट, उसी के ऊपर आप कुछ काम और करने वाले हैं, राइट. देन डेडलाइन. सो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑपरेशन, जिस दिन आपने एप्लीकेशन डाली है इस स्कीम के अंडर कि हम आपकी कंट्री के अंदर ये इन्वेस्टमेंट करेंगे, सो विद इन 3 years आपको मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑपरेशंस को स्टार्ट करना होगा. सो याद रखिए 3 years काफी इंपॉर्टेंट टाइमलाइन है. 3 years में आपको 4150 करोड़ की इन्वेस्टमेंट करनी है, और साथ ही साथ यू हैव टू मेक श्योर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑपरेशंस टू कमेंस विद इन 3 years आफ्टर दिस पर्टिकुलर एप्लीकेशन. ठीक है. अब नाउ माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, वी आल्सो कवर that, for example, you are preparing for RBI and NABARD, right? There are some certain criteria, there is some eligibility criteria for you also to participate in the RBI Grade B officer exam, right? And RBI also charges some amount as an application fee to all of you, right? Similarly, as a part of this scheme also, Government of India has considered some kind of eligibility criteria and a minimum an application fee amount for every applicant, so that only serious applicants are there. तो किसी को भी अलाउड नहीं करेंगे. there must be some certain eligibility criteria. Apart from that, there must be some application fee. अब वो चीजें क्या होंगी ये भी हम कवर करेंगे, बट उससे पहले एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज, that is domestic value addition mandate. So yahan par we have basically ensured, okay, you can import your cars, right? You can set up industries here, but within some certain timeline you have to ensure that you will be basically using the Indian made electric equipments that you have created in our own country in that particular electric cars. Basically इसका मतलब ये है कि जो electric cars आप नई सेल करने वाले हैं इंडिया के अंदर, तो उसके अंदर इंडियन मेड इलेक्ट्रिक कंपोनेंट्स को आपको यूज करना रहेगा. ठीक है. सो विद इन 3 इयर्स दैट शुड बी 25% एंड विद इन 5 इयर्स दैट शुड बी 50%. तो 3 इयर्स में 25% करना है और विद इन 5 इयर्स में 50% करना है. ठीक है. और इस चीज की प्रॉपर टेस्टिंग की जाएगी. सो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम हैवी इंडस्ट्रीज की जो टेस्टिंग एजेंसीज है वो ये सर्टिफिकेशन प्रोवाइड करेंगी और साथ साथ स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर्स को अच्छे से एनालाइज किया जाएगा एंड दे विल आल्सो बी डन अंडर द पीएलआई ऑटो स्कीम. तो पीएलआई ऑटो स्कीम है एक, उसके अंडर जो भी स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर्स है उसको इस्तेमाल किया जाएगा एज अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर स्कीम. आई होप एवरीथिंग इज क्लियर टिल नाउ, राइट? सो थोड़ी सी डाटा है स्कीम के अंदर, बट आई बिलीव कि आपके लिए काफी इजी होगा बिकॉज एट द एंड आई एम हैविंग अ चीट कोड फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू सो दैट आपको सारी चीजें बहुत अच्छे से याद हो जाएंगी. ठीक है जी. So just stay here. So domestic value addition we have covered 25 and 50%. First 3 years 25% and within 5 years that is up to 50%. There must be the domestic value addition. Now what will be the eligible investment components? तो हमने domestic value addition भी कर लिया, right? अब कंपनी के पास एक सवाल आता है कि हम किस किस चीज में इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं. आपने हमें कहा that we have to invest 4150 crore rupees in a matter of 3 years, right? Now, what exactly are these areas where we can invest this amount of money? So basically that is new plant machinery, right? Engineering, research and development utilities, building costs. So building cost, अगर आप कोई नई बिल्डिंग बनाते हैं तो उसका 10% जो committed investment का, उसका 10% आप बिल्डिंग कॉस्ट पर इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं. ओके. देन चार्जिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे 5% ऑफ द कमिटेड इन्वेस्टमेंट यू कैन डू. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट देयर इज वन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा कि यू आर जस्ट सेइंग दैट ओके आई हैव परचेज दिस पर्टिकुलर लैंड एंड आई हैव इन्वेस्टेड अराउंड 2000 crores on this particular land in purchasing this land. So this is not applicable. This is not applicable. They have just excluded the land cost. So land cost will not be eligible as a part of this particular scheme. ठीक है. So now here when we talk about the brownfield projects, they must have a clear physical demarcation from the existing facilities. मान लीजिए कोई एग्जिस्टिंग फैसिलिटीज थी, उस पर आपने इस स्कीम के अंडर कुछ नया प्रोजेक्ट चालू किया है, तो वहां पर फिजिकल डिमार्केशन होनी चाहिए कि ये वाला पार्ट हमारा इस प्रोजेक्ट से रिलेटेड है. ओके. सो दैट शुड हैव बीन देयर. ओके. सो दीज डिटेल्स. सो आई एम सीइंग दैट मुकुंद इज आस्किंग कि सर यहाँ पे क्या क्या चीजें याद करनी है. सो द डिटेल्स दैट वी आर कवरिंग हियर मुकुंद, वी आर रिक्वायर्ड टू retain them from the examination point of view. Like they can ask you that what should be the domestic value addition within 3 years, that is 25%. What should it be in the 5 years, that is 50%. So these are the numbers that we need to retain here. Okay. Now after this, a very important part is what exactly will be the guarantee amount here. So basically government says that in case you are not able to invest that much amount of money, then there will be some bank guarantee that you have to submit here, so that we have ensured that yes, this amount will be invested in our country. So uske liye there will be a guarantee amount of 4150 crore rupees और the total duty forgone जो इंडिया ने लूज किया उस पार्ट में, जो आपकी कार्स आई थी हमारी कंट्री में, उसमें हमारी जो ड्यूटी गई है, तो ये इसका अमाउंट हम यहां से रिकवर करेंगे इन केस आपने स्कीम के अंदर पूरी तरीके से पार्टिसिपेट नहीं किया. आफ्टर दैट the issuing entity for this banking guarantee will be scheduled commercial banks in our country. और जो वैलिडिटी रहेगी इस गारंटी की दैट विल बी फॉर द एंटायर ड्यूरेशन ऑफ द स्कीम. सो दीज आर द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स दैट we need to understand here. Okay, now I told you that like you have to basically pay around 600,000 rupees for your RBI Grade B officer exam, NABARD Grade A officer exam as the application fee. Similarly, to participate in the scheme, the application fee for that particular company will be rupees 5 lakh, and that should be, and that is basically non-refundable. तो non-refundable fee होगी आपकी 5 lakhs की, that is payable by the applicant while filling the application form. आई होप कि इस चीज को आप अंडरस्टैंड कर पा रहे हैं, राइट. सो 5 लाख रुपीज इज योर एप्लीकेशन फी. अब बात करते हैं एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया की. सो ऐसे ही किसी भी कंपनी को हम अलाउ नहीं करेंगे इंडिया के अंदर ये सब करने के लिए, राइट. सो बेसिकली दैट शुड बी अ वेरी एस्टैब्लिश्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो कैसे इंश्योर कर सकते हैं? द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट इज बेसिकली दे शुड हैव सोल्ड electric cars worth 10,000 crore rupees, right? So you can see here the global group revenue on the latest audited annual financial statements at the time of application. अपनी ऑटोमोटिव मैन्युफैक्चरिंग से उन्होंने 10,000 करोड़ रुपीस तक का रेवेन्यू जनरेट किया हो उस कंपनी ने, और ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ द कंपनीज, या फिर उन्होंने फिक्स असेट्स के अंदर इन्वेस्ट किया हो अप टू रुपीस 3,000 करोड़ रुपीस. If you are able to qualify for this, if you fulfill this criteria, then you can definitely apply for this particular scheme. So that's what the government says as a part of this scheme to promote the manufacturing of electric cars in our country. So guys, eligibility criteria याद रखिए 10,000 करोड़ 3,000 करोड़ रुपीस. अगर हम बात करते हैं ऑटोमोटिव मैन्युफैक्चरिंग से जो रेवेन्यू जनरेट किया, दैट इज बेसिकली 10,000 करोड़ रुपीस. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट 3,000 करोड़ रुपीस आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट होनी चाहिए फिक्स्ड असेट्स के अंदर, right? And that should be based on the latest audited annual financial statement of that particular company. So that's all from this part. Now you were having a very important part कि सर बहुत सारा डेटा कैसे याद करेंगे, तो इसको हम कैसे इजीली याद कर सकते हैं दोस्तों? How exactly we can do that? With the help of this particular table. I hope that from this very single table you will be able to do that. Okay, so जब भी आपके पास क्वेश्चन आएगा माइंड के अंदर about the scheme to promote मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑफ डोमेस्टिक इलेक्ट्रिक पैसेंजर कार्स इन आवर कंट्री, तो आपको क्या याद रखना है? यू जस्ट नीड टू रिमेंबर ईवी मंत्रा. सो ई फॉर एलिजिबिलिटी, जस्ट रिमेंबर द फर्स्ट लेटर हियर. ई फॉर एलिजिबिलिटी, वी फॉर वैल्यू एडिशन, एम फॉर मिनिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट, ए फॉर एप्लीकेशन, एन फॉर नंबर ऑफ इंपोर्ट्स, टी फॉर टैरिफ, आर फॉर रूल्स ऑन स्पेंडिंग एंड ए फॉर एश्योरेंस. तो जस्ट रिमेंबर ईवी मंत्रा और इसके साथ आप चीजों को एसोसिएट कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. एलिजिबिलिटी के लिए हमने कवर किया 10,000 करोड़ रेवेन्यू से ज्यादा या एटलीस्ट उसके इक्वल होना चाहिए. उसके बाद इन्वेस्टमेंट 3,000 करोड़ उससे ज्यादा या एटलीस्ट उसके इक्वल होनी चाहिए, राइट? दैट इज बेसिकली द इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड दैट इज द एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया. वैल्यू एडिशन की हमने बात की थी 25% इन 3 years, 50% इन 5 years, राइट? मिनिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट कितना होना चाहिए? Minimum investment cap is 4,150 crore, और maximum के लिए there is no limit on the maximum investment by any organization under this scheme, right? Then application fee we have covered 5 lakh fees here, rupees 5 lakh is the fee. Then number of imports, कितना import कर सकते हैं per year? 8,000 electric 4-wheelers can be imported, और उनकी minimum CIF value कितनी होनी चाहिए? 35,000 US dollars. Then tariff की बात की जाए, so there will be 15% custom duty for 5 years. Then rules for spending की बात की जाए, तो कोई भी लैंड कॉस्ट यहाँ पर इंक्लूड नहीं की गई है. लैंड कॉस्ट को हमने मना किया है. इसके साथ साथ प्लांट पे लेस देन इक्वल टू 10%, चार्जिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे लेस देन इक्वल टू 5% ऑफ कमिटेड इन्वेस्टमेंट. So this is something that we need to remember here. Then बैंक गारंटी, एश्योरेंस के लिए हमने उनसे बैंक गारंटी ली 4150 करोड़ रुपीस की, या फिर ड्यूटी फॉरगोन. तो जो भी वैल्यू हायर होगी वो हम उनसे चार्ज करेंगे. सो गाइस प्लीज टेल मी इन द चैट बॉक्स, आर यू गाइस एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द ईवी mantra for all of you to retain the details of this scheme? So this one single table is going to help you out in retaining the important aspects of this scheme that you want to remember from exam point of view. If this is really you are really able to get the details of the scheme, you are able to understand it, you will be able to retain the important aspects of the scheme, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box. So Mukund is saying that too much data is there in the single news. So you can basically use these ways in order to retain them, Mukund. Okay, and this is for all other people as well. Okay, so are you guys finding this interesting to retain the aspects of these news articles, to retain the aspect of this scheme? So this is a newly launched scheme, right? ये स्कीम अभी लॉन्च की गई है, इसकी गाइडलाइंस को यहाँ पर लॉन्च किया गया है. ओके, so Fruit is asking, sir, can you pardon the duty foregone? So duty foregone क्या है? Basically it is a difference between the normal custom duty and the reduced custom duty. So basically that difference is basically the amount that government of India was not able to earn when they have allowed them at a reduced custom duty, right? For example, you are going somewhere, right, and 100 rupees का कोई भी normal product था and you are purchasing at 85 rupees, right? So जो 15 rupees का जो difference है, जो ये shopkeeper charge नहीं कर पाया, so that is the duty foregone in case of government of India. I hope now it is very clear to you, Fruity, right? So all the people are saying me in the chat box that yes, every detail is clear. So just remember guys, EV mantra, and from EV mantra, you must be able to retain all these aspects from the exam point of view. Okay, now that's all from this news article. Let's move on to the next news article. So next news article is about the BharatGen, which is India's first of its kind government funded artificial intelligence based multimodal large language model that is basically for Indian languages. So isko recently launched kiya gaya. Let me tell you that recently BharatGen summit was taking place, right? And during that we have also come up with a hackathon which has been launched by the government, and during this BharatGen was also been launched. When we talk about the BharatGen, ये integrate करता है text, speech and image modalities को, जिसकी हेल्प से हम आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस सॉल्यूशंस को जनरेट कर सकते हैं 22 इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस के अंदर. सो प्लीज रिमेंबर 22 इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस के अंदर आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस सॉल्यूशंस को हम यहाँ जनरेट कर पाएंगे, फोकसिंग ऑन एथिकल, इंक्लूसिव एंड मल्टीलिंगुअल एआई इनोवेशन विच आर अलाइंड विद द इंडियन वैल्यूज, राइट? इसको डेवलप किस मिशन के अंडर किया गया? दैट इज नेशनल मिशन ऑन इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी साइबर फिजिकल सिस्टम. नेशनल मिशन ऑन इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी साइबर फिजिकल सिस्टम्स के अंडर इसको डेवलप किया गया है, एंड दिस प्रोजेक्ट इज लेड बाय TIH फाउंडेशन फॉर इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स एंड इंटरनेट ऑफ एवरीथिंग एट IIT बॉम्बे. तो IIT बॉम्बे पे ये IoT एंड IOE है एंड बाय द TIH फाउंडेशन. देन इट विल बी सपोर्टेड बाय डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, क्योंकि AI की बात हो रही है तो डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी इज बेसिकली देयर, okay, which is going to support this particular part. Now we have seen here National Mission on Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical System. So what exactly this mission is all about? So basically this was launched to promote technological advancements in areas like artificial intelligence, robotics, Internet of the Things. तो इन areas के अंदर हमारी जो advancement है और ज़्यादा बढ़े, we are able to research more and more in these areas. So that's why this particular mission was been launched, and it was once again launched under the Department of Science and Technology. It is also the implementing agency. It was approved in 2018 by the cabinet with the outlay of 3660 crore rupees. There are 4 major pillars as a part of this program, that is technology development, human resource development, entrepreneurship development and international collaboration. So my dear friends, whenever we want to tap on the India's potential about the new areas, what exactly we want? First of all, if that is basically all about the technology, तो technology को properly develop करना है country के अंदर. Then second part is human resource, like the people of that nation, they are able to basically do things about it, right? Now the third thing is entrepreneurship development. Now उससे हम नई नई चीजें create करें, jobs create करें. After that international collaborations, तो उसके बाद international level पर हम उसको upscale करें. So these are the 4 pillars of this mission. Then this involves 25 technology innovation hubs, 4 of which have been upgraded to technology transnational research parks. तो यहाँ पर सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, आपको आउटले याद रखिए. उसके बाद 4 पिलर्स कौन से हैं? इंप्लीमेंटिंग एजेंसी है, तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट है चीजों को याद करना. ओके, बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट न्यूज आर्टिकल पे. सो द टेन्योर ऑफ द DRDO चीफ, दैट इज डॉक्टर समीर वी कामत, हैज बीन एक्सटेंडेड बाय द गवर्नमेंट. लेट मी टेल यू दैट ही वाज फर्स्ट appointed as a DRDO chief in 2022 when he took over from the G. Satish Reddy ji, who was earlier serving as the chief of DRDO. Okay, so chairman of Defense Research and Development Organization, Dr. Sameer V. Kamath. Next part, IIT खड़गपुर ने एक MoU साइन किया है with the IME सिंगापुर के साथ. ठीक है, so Institute of Microelectronics सिंगापुर, इसके साथ एक MOU साइन किया गया है IIT खड़गपुर ने, एंड वी बेसिकली टुगेदर वी विल बी वर्किंग ऑन द सेमीकंडक्टर्स। ठीक है, तो सेमीकंडक्टर टेक्नोलॉजी पर कोलैबोरेट करेंगे, उसको साथ में डेवलप करेंगे, स्ट्रेंथन करेंगे हमारा कोऑपरेशन विद द अदर countries, right? Then it will also outline comprehensive framework for collaborative research. तो साथ में collaborative research करेंगे, हमारा जो human capital है, that means the people of both these countries, they will be working together, there will be a development, there will be skill development in these areas for the people of the two nations. So just remember IIT Kharagpur MOU with the IME Singapore. What is the reason? We are collaborating on semiconductors, okay? So just try to remember this. S for Singapore, I for India, working on semiconductor. Then 2026 Asian Weightlifting Championships. So my dear friends, Ahmedabad, Gujarat is going to host this 2026 year edition of Asian Weightlifting Championships. तो पहली बार होगा कि फर्स्ट चैंपियनशिप है ये, जो कि अपनी नए वेट कैटेगरीज के अंदर होने वाली है। लेट मी टेल यू कि जो पहले वेट कैटेगरीज थे उनको रिवाइज किया है इंटरनेशनल वेट लिफ्टिंग फेडरेशन ने, और विद द रिवाइज्ड कैटेगरीज ये पहली बार ये चैंपियनशिप होने वाली है, राइट? एंड लेट मी टेल यू दैट अहमदाबाद गुजरात, अहमदाबाद में स्पोर्ट्स इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर काफी ज्यादा ध्यान दिया जा रहा है बाय दैट गवर्नमेंट, बिकॉज हमने रिसेंटली अप्लाई किया है टू होस्ट द Commonwealth Games also in Ahmedabad, and we are also looking forward to host Olympic Games in Ahmedabad as well, right? So that's why we are creating infrastructure in Ahmedabad, keeping that in our mind. So just remember Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Now Asian Athletic Championships 2025. अभी हमने बात की वेट लिफ्टिंग चैंपियनशिप की, अब एशियन एथलेटिक चैंपियनशिप रिसेंटली साउथ कोरिया में कंक्लूड हुई है। There, whenever such kind of event is taking place, where it has taken place, it is important. Then who are the top performers? So China has topped this particular list of the medals tally. Then on the second position it was India with the total 24 medals, winning 8 gold medals, right? And during this championship there is one person who has set up a new record, that is Avinash Sable, who became first Indian male in the 36 years to win a gold medal in the steeplechase event. तो steeplechase event में इन्होंने गोल्ड मेडल जीता, नाम है अविनाश साबले. Do remember this name. Next news article, विश्वनाथ कार्तिकेय पदकांति. So ये youngest Indian बने हैं, and across the world he has become the second youngest in the world to complete 7 summits challenge. So दोस्तों हर एक कॉन्टिनेंट की जो हाईएस्ट पीक है, टॉलेस्ट पीक है, उसको सबमिट करने के जो चैलेंज है, दैट इज बेसिकली कॉल्ड 7 summits challenge, and here is the name of all these summits which he has basically finished, and with this he has become the first and he has become the youngest Indian to do so, and the second youngest across the world. Okay, so please remember Vishwanath Karthikeya Padakanti. Now next news article is Global Indian of the Year. So Global Indian of the Year has been given to Sadhguru ji. Sadhguru ji आप सभी जानते हैं, जग्गी वासुदेव, a spiritual leader and the founder of Isha Foundation. So he has been recognized for his work, right? And he has been recognized for promoting ecological sustainability through conscious planet movement. इनकी conscious planet movement है, काफी सारी movements इन्होंने already launch की है for the safety of the environment. Like there is one that is Kaveri Calling, right? So ऐसे काफी movements, ऐसे काफी steps इन्होंने लिए हैं, and that is why he has been recognized with Global Indian of the Year award by the India Canada Foundation. ठीक है जी, नाम है सदगुरु जग्गी वासुदेव. Please remember it from exam point of view. Next is Miss World 2025. So Miss Thailand Opal Suchata Shoangsri, she has been declared as the winner of Miss World 2025, which was taking place in Hyderabad, right? So Hyderabad में ये event हुआ recently. And during that part, Ethiopia ki Hasad Derji was the first runner-up, and Majak Lajda from Poland won the second runner-up title. Okay, now the third important part is, during this part, Indian actor Sonu Sood, who was also in the panel of the judges, he has been recognized with the Miss World Humanitarian Award. तो इनको Humanitarian Award भी दिया गया है, ठीक है? तो just try to remember the person who has won it, that is Opal Sujata Shoangsri, and the person who has been given humanitarian award, that is Sonu Sood. बस ये दो चीजें याद रखिए, इससे ज्यादा कुछ यहाँ पर we are not required to cover it. Okay, now moving ahead, Cristiano Ronaldo has scored 800th goal during a match against Al Fateh in the Saudi Pro League, और ये पहले ऐसे प्लेयर बन गए हैं in the history of the football cricket where he has scored 800th goal राइट। तो इनका ये 8वां क्लब गोल था एंड ही हैज बिकम फर्स्ट सच पर्सन टू अचीव दिस फीट। और उनके बाद अगर हम बात करते हैं तो देयर इज ओनली वन पर्सन दैट इज लियोनेल मेसी हु इज एट 753 क्लब गोल्स। तो अभी हम बात कर रहे हैं सिर्फ क्लब गोल्स की। तो 800 का माइलस्टोन इन्होंने अचीव किया है इन फुटबॉल। ओके, नेक्स्ट न्यूज आर्टिकल, अमेरिकन म्यूजिक अवार्ड दिया गया है। राजकुमारी बन चुकी हैं इंडिया की पहली इंडियन ओरिजिन सिंगर टू हैव बीन गिवन दिस पर्टिकुलर अवार्ड, दैट इज अमेरिकन म्यूजिक अवार्ड। तो 51st एडिशन इस अवार्ड का हुआ, वहां पर उनको उनके ट्रैक रेनिगेड वी नेवर रन के लिए ये अवार्ड दिया गया है। राजकुमारी द फर्स्ट इंडियन ओरिजिन सिंगर टू वन द इंडिया अमेरिकन म्यूजिक अवार्ड। नाउ द नेक्स्ट न्यूज आर्टिकल, इंटरनेशनल डे ऑफ यूएन पीसकीपर्स। So International Day of UN Peacekeepers Day was being celebrated on 29th of May 2025 with the theme The Future of Peacekeeping. The future of peacekeeping is the theme for year 2025. The day on which we celebrate is 29th of May 2025. Okay, and when we talk about the UN peacekeeping, my dear friends, इसको 1945 के अंदर फाउंड किया गया था. So basically there are many countries across the world, many areas which are torn apart by the conflicts, right? So in order to maintain peace in those areas, these are the UN peacekeeping missions, and they are oftenly called as blue berets or the blue helmets. So they include military, police and the civilian personnel as well. So UN Peacekeepers Day, 29th of May. Next news article is about the World Turtle Day. So Nagshankar Temple, a very famous temple in the Bishwanath district of Assam. So वहां पर ये जो temple है, it has been created as a model temple for the conservation of turtles, and this was basically done on the occasion of World Turtle Day. So World Turtle Day that is being celebrated on 23 May, and उस दौरान नागशंकर टेम्पल जो है विश्वनाथ असम के अंदर, उसे एक मॉडल टर्टल कंजर्वेशन टेम्पल बनाया गया है. एंड माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, 13 species of freshwater turtles have been kept there in this particular temple, and it is in Assam. Now IATA 81st AGM, so International Air Transport Association की 81st annual general meeting हुई. So why exactly we are covering this? Because it has been taken place in New Delhi. तो न्यू दिल्ली में इसे कंडक्ट किया गया है, एंड आफ्टर अ पीरियड ऑफ 42 years इंडिया ने इस मीट को होस्ट किया है, राइट? एंड ड्यूरिंग दिस पार्ट इट वाज आल्सो बीन अनाउंस्ड दैट अगर हम बात करें इंडिया के एविएशन मार्केट की, तो इंडिया इज हैविंग द वर्ल्ड्स थर्ड लार्जेस्ट डोमेस्टिक एविएशन मार्केट, और इंडिया का एक काफी बड़ा एम है दैट वी वांट टू बिकम अ ग्लोबल मेंटेनेंस, रिपेयर एंड ओवरऑल हब बाय ईयर 2030. दैट मींस अगले 5 साल में हम ओवरऑल एमआरओ बनने का हमारा टारगेट है, राइट? सो यस, that's all from this part. So where exactly it was took place? IATA 81st AGM meet took place in New Delhi. ठीक है जी? So that's all, and with this we are done with all the articles of the today's part. But yes, in this session, the phase 1, phase 2, the most important G&E ESI article was only that particular scheme that we have covered, right? उसके बाद के सारे articles आपके GA के थे. That is of the general awareness. That is something which is not related to the topic which are mentioned in your RBI or the NABARD syllabus. Okay? But for the banking exam aspirants, everything comes under the GA. Okay? So ये bifurcation मैंने आपको already बता दी है. अब हम cover करेंगे MCQs को. दोस्तों, we always cover that these MCQs are really very important for all of you, so that we can ensure that we are able to understand, we are able to retain all the important aspects of the facts and figures of these news articles that we have covered. और इसी को यहाँ पर ensure करने के लिए that you have covered all of them, you have written all of them properly. So we will be solving the MCQs here, and the first question here on the screen. So जब भी आपके सामने question आता है, first we need to understand what is the central topic, then we need to understand what is the demand, right? And then we need to identify the answer. तो central topic यहाँ पर क्या है? The central topic is the scheme to promote manufacturing of electric passenger cars in India, and the demand is to identify correct statements. ठीक है जी? तो अब हमें कैसे यहाँ पर कैरी फॉरवर्ड करना है? हमें डिमांड पता चली, सेंट्रल टॉपिक पता चला, अब हमें फोकस करना है कीवर्ड्स के ऊपर. ठीक है? सो वहां पर क्या कीवर्ड है? सबसे पहला स्टेटमेंट, मिनिमम कमिटेड इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ 5,000 crore rupees. My dear friends, we just covered EV mantra, and there we basically covered that what is the minimum committed investment for the company. What exactly it was? It was less than 5,000 crore rupees. So first statement is incorrect here. Second statement, there is no upper cap on the total quantum of investment. Absolutely right. Third statement, when you are submitting the application, company or its group entities demonstrate a global investment of not less than 3,000 crores. So more than equal to 3,000 crore rupees in the assets, right? And apart from that, the 10,000 crore rupees should be the group's automotive manufacturing revenue, right? So this statement is also right. So what is the right answer here? So what is the right answer here? Right answer is option B, that is 2 and 3 only. Because statement 1 is incorrect, it should be 4150 crore. So is there anyone who is not able to answer this question? Please tell me in the chat box. Just try to remember EV mantra and just try to remember with the help of that EV mantra the table that we have seen. Okay. So agar usko yaad rakhenge, definitely it will be very easy for you to answer these questions. Now moving on to the next question. So India secured dash position in the medals tally with a total of dash medals at Asian Athletics Championship. Asian Athletics Championship, which has just concluded in South Korea. We have just discussed that China is on the top and India is on the second position with a total number of medals 24, and India won the 8 medals. So here option B is the right answer. Now moving to the third question, which is on BharatGen. So BharatGen के ऊपर question है, आपको क्या identify करना है? आपको identify करना है correct statements. Just focusing on the keywords here. ये एक AI based large language model है, which will be providing computational solutions across 22 scheduled Indian languages. Absolutely right. Second statement, developed by TIH Foundation for IoT and IoE at IIT Bombay. Right, it is under the framework of Mission on Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical System. Absolutely right. Third statement, it is fully funded and managed by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and as a part of the Digital India program. Have we covered any such information in our session? As it was under the Department of Science and Technology and not under this particular MITI, that is Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So the third statement is incorrect. Right answer is option A. That is 1 and 2 only is the right answer. Statement 1 and 2 is the right answer. And I can see here Harshal, Fruity, Mukund, Gururaj, Muskan, Shanika, everybody has given me the right answer. Well done, my dear friends. So that shows that you are able to retain the important aspects, facts, figures of these news articles that we have covered in our today's session. ठीक है जी, अब आपके लिए एक होमवर्क क्वेश्चन भी है, आपको उसका आंसर देना होगा कमेंट सेक्शन के अंदर, and the question is on the scheme and you need to identify correct statements here. ओके तो आपके सामने 3 स्टेटमेंट्स हैं. सेशन को रिवाइज कीजिए अच्छे से, उसके बाद इस क्वेश्चन पर रिविजिट करिए एंड देन ट्राई टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन. And if I talk about the homework question from previous session, it was on Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin, and the right answer to this question was option C. That is statement 1 and 3 only are correct here. And when I talk about the number of people, the people who have answered these questions correctly, so this includes Akshay, Mukund, Abhay, Lunati, Mani, Ankita, Atish, Anmol, Suraj, Tira, Joshna, then we have Kriti, Nikhil, Ashish, Life's Fun, Aditi, Vyas. So all these people are the star performers of the previous session, right? And if you also find yourself that yes, I can also answer this homework question, then you can also try giving the answer in the chat box. ठीक है जी? So, and the people who will be giving me the right answers, they will be the star performers. But before that, you have to ensure that yes, you have revised the session, you have covered each and every aspect of the session, you have seen all these important details, the method that we have used, and then try to answer this question. ठीक है? तो आज के सेशन में एक important चीज याद रखनी है, EV mantra. ठीक है जी? I hope this is clear. And if you have liked our session, you can definitely subscribe to it and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates of the courses and videos offered by us. Apart from that, in order to revise this session, guys, you really require a very important thing, that is the PDF, and you will find the PDF of the session in the Telegram channel. Okay, so you can join our Telegram channel by clicking on the link given in the description of this session. Click on the link, join the Telegram channel, access the PDF. Let me tell you, you will be receiving the PDF within 24 hours of the session. अभी चेक करेंगे, आपको PDF नहीं मिलेगी, 24 hours के अंदर आपको PDF प्रोवाइड कर दी जाएगी. ठीक है जी? सो गाइज, आई होप कि आज का सेशन आपको अच्छा लगा हो, एंड अगर आपकी कोई भी क्वेरीज हैं, प्लीज फील फ्री टू आस्क योर क्वेरीज इन द चैट बॉक्स. एंड अगर आपको कोई मेंटरशिप गाइडेंस चाहिए, तो यू कैन डेफिनेटली share your queries at hello@edutap.co.in. You can call us at 814-620-7241. Apart from that, also at the end of the session, do let me know that Do you really liking the way we are covering these current affairs? I think that these kind of methods are really going to help you out in retaining the important information, and it also becomes easier for you क्योंकि जब हम चीजों को understand करके पढ़ते हैं, definitely it becomes easier for us to understand, right? So it was really great to have all of you here. Now I will be meeting you in the next section. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy. Wish you